Distinguished career as a House member and senator from South Carolina, but he never attended law school, nor practiced at the Supreme Court bar. Such diligence would not come due, however. The Senate confirmed Burns on the same day it received his nomination. The Senate's reviews of Stone and Jackson were only slightly less perfunctory. Unlike Burns, both were referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee for a hearing, but the hearing was brief, and the Senate quickly confirmed both nominees by voice vote, with not even a single dissent sounded against them. Within a span of 5 years, Roosevelt had appointed an astounding 8 justices. The court that had so famously frustrated the president would no longer pose any obstacle to his agenda. 75 years later, things look quite different. In February 2016, Justice Antonin Scalia died suddenly while on a hunting trip. Scalia's death created an unexpected opportunity for President Barack Obama, in his last year in office, to make a third appointment to the court. The Senate had confirmed his first 2 appointments, Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan, with minimal fuss in 2009 and 2010 respectively. But Democrats overwhelmingly controlled the Senate in those years. Although fewer than 10 Republican senators voted yea on either nominee, the GOP's opposition did little to impede Sotomayor and Kagan's smooth paths to confirmation. The political landscape in 2016 was quite different, however. The 2014 midterm elections placed Republicans in control of the Senate. Within mere hours of Scalia's death, the new Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, threw down the gauntlet, stating in a press release that Senate Republicans had no intention of filling the vacancy before the inauguration of the next president in 2017. A month later, President Obama nominated Merrick Garland, a widely respected judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit, to replace Scalia. In 2009 and 2010, Obama had placed Garland on the short list of candidates for the vacant seats, but he passed over Garland in favor of Sotomayor and Kagan, purportedly to save him for a possible future appointment under divided party government. Indeed, relative to the larger pool of potential Democratic nominees, Garland was noticeably less liberal and also somewhat older than a typical modern nominee. In fact, in 2010, Senator Orrin Hatch, a Republican and a former chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, had urged Obama to nominate Garland to replace Justice John Paul Stevens, stating that Garland would be a consensus nominee and confirmed with broad bipartisan support. 6 years later, however, Obama's selection of Garland met a brick wall. Under McConnell's leadership, the Senate took no action on Garland's nomination. The Judiciary Committee held no hearings, and no floor vote was ever scheduled. Though some nominees prior to the Civil War, and then again during Reconstruction and the late 19th century, were rejected quite summarily by the Senate, the tactic of refusing to take any action on a Supreme Court nominee appears to be unprecedented. 9 months after Scalia's death, and 8 months after Garland's nomination, Donald Trump shockingly upset Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election, thereby dooming the already slim prospects of a Garland confirmation in the lame duck period. Garland's nomination would end with no bang, and barely a whimper, on January 3, 2017, the day the 114th Congress officially ended. The successful deep sixing of Garland gave Trump the rare opportunity to enter office with the Supreme Court vacancy in hand. Trump had invoked the vacancy as a campaign issue, pledging to appoint conservative justices in Scalia's mold. He even took the unprecedented step of publicizing during the campaign a list of potential nominees from whom he would choose. On January 31, 2017, Trump kept his promise. From his public list, he picked Neil Gorsuch, a judge on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, to replace the conservative icon Scalia. By all accounts, Gorsuch was highly qualified, having served on the Court of Appeals for a decade. Indeed, the American Bar Association gave Gorsuch its highest rating of well qualified. When George W. Bush nominated Gorsuch to the 10th Circuit in 2006, Democrats joined Republicans in confirming him unanimously. Now, with the Senate in Republican hands, a smooth elevation of the president's pick to the highest court might have seemed likely. But McConnell's blockade of Garland had enraged